Hi friends, I hope everyone is doing good. In this video, I am going to give you some important tips for CELPIP reading. With these tips, you can definitely score more than 9. Also, I will tell you how to get CRS band 1, that is 10 to 12 marks, how we can get. What all strategy is best to score that high marks. I will let you know. Let's get into the video. So part 1 is reading correspondence. It is going to have 11 questions and they will be giving us 11 minutes for this. Part 1 is nothing but they will be giving an email and a small response email for that, and we have to answer 5 or 6 questions for that email, and the balance 3 to 4 questions will be given for that reply email. So this is going to be simple because the vocabulary level, it is going to be simple or moderate level, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And also they are giving 11 minutes, so time is going to be very much sufficient. You don't have to worry that much. But anyway, for a safer side, we have to be very cautious about the time and we have to manage it properly. The best strategy for part 1 would be, first you have to go through the email and then you have to answer the questions. Some will actually go through the questions first and then they will start with the passage, but since it is going to be an email, it is easy to understand. So no need to go through the questions first. First go through the email properly and focus it fully, and then answer your questions. After completing the first set of questions, you can come to the reply email, read it and answer it accordingly. The important thing here is part 1 and 2 in CELPIP reading will have questions related to emotions or feelings. So reading the content and answering the questions alone is not sufficient here. We have to understand the feelings and emotions of the people who are interacting among themselves in the email, or be it the second part, we have to concentrate on the emotions as well. I have told this point in listening as well, and I told you I will put a separate video on these emotions. I will put the video soon. So first part strategy is done. Now time. As far as part 1 is concerned, time is not at all going to be a problem. As I told earlier, they are going to give us 11 minutes, so it is more than sufficient, but still we have to be very cautious and manage the time properly. And since it is not going to have any advanced level of vocabulary, you will not get struck with any word or sentence. So as far as first part is concerned, it is going to be somewhat really easy, and if you are trying for CRS first band, that is 10 to 12, you have to try getting full marks in part 1 of this CELPIP reading. Part 2 is reading to apply a diagram. It is going to have 8 questions and they are going to give us 9 minutes. More than a diagram, it is going to be a kind of advertisement. So the best strategy for this part 2 will be, you have to go through the diagram first, that is the advertisement. Each and every word in that diagram is really important. They would have given many hidden details. So I will give you one example as well. So go through the diagram thoroughly and then come to question. Question is going to be like email, so you can answer them, and all the information will be from the diagram. You have to refer that and answer it. Going through the diagram thoroughly is really important. For instance, they would have given an advertisement for a hotel, and in question, say for example, they might ask which hotel is providing Wi-Fi access. ABC Hotel, XYZ Hotel and Bob Hotel. So these 3 hotels are there, and in ABC Hotel they would have given Wi-Fi symbol and they would have struck it out. In XYZ they would have given Wi-Fi symbol, and in the last hotel they would have given Wi-Fi symbol and struck it out. It means that first and the last hotels doesn't have Wi-Fi facility, whereas an XY hotel have a Wi-Fi facility. So with this Wi-Fi symbol, we have to conclude that okay fine, this hotel doesn't have Wi-Fi, this hotel does have Wi-Fi. That is why I told you to go through the diagram thoroughly. Not only the sentence but also the symbol or images which they have given. So everything is important. Try to make note of all these hidden details as well. Last 3 questions will be a common one, not related to that email or the diagram. It will be common. Upon answering the first set, we will have some idea who is writing to whom and how they are related, and also the feelings or emotions between these two. So all these things will be asked in the last 3 questions. So now time, as far as time is concerned, they are going to give us 9 minutes, so it is going to be really sufficient. But if the diagram is somewhat big, or it has so many details, it is going to consume some more time, so you have to practice and manage your time properly. And as far as vocabulary is concerned, it is going to have simple to medium vocabulary, so it is not going to be very tough and all. So if you are targeting for CRS 1 band, that is 10 to 12, you have to try get full marks in this section as well. Part 1 is easy, part 2 is also easy. Part 3, reading for information. It will have 9 questions and they will give us 10 minutes. They will be giving us 4 passages, A, B, C and D, and E is there, which means that if any of the question is not given in any of these 4 passages, we have to select E. So it is going to be really tricky, because some hidden details they would have given, and some things they would have given straightforward, and many things they would have given indirectly. So we have to understand the passage clearly and understand it thoroughly. Only then we will be able to answer the questions properly. This is more like true false not given questions in IELTS. That not given part is little bit tricky, right? So here also the same way, that E part is going to be somewhat tricky. So the best strategy is first read the first passage and then read all the 10 questions. Now you would have got at least 1 or 2 questions. If you are not very sure, that's okay. Now read the second passage and again read all the questions and answer. Now at least 1 or 2 you would have got. Now read the third passage and read the rest of the questions. And now the fourth part, read the rest of the questions. So this is the best strategy for this, guys. I have tried many strategy and this worked really well. For some question we might think that that particular sentence is not given anywhere in the passage and we will directly select E. But actually sometimes that particular sentence will be given in the passage in a different way. They will disguise the sentence using advanced vocabulary. This is the way they will trick us. So you have to be really careful and focus everything, and you have to read the passage thoroughly. Upon practicing, definitely you can get all this concentration power as well. So time is not much challenging, but still it is somewhat tricky if we find any advanced vocabulary. This is going to have medium to advanced vocabulary. So if you find any word that is not very clear, please don't get stuck over there. Try to get the gist from the sentence and then move on to the next sentence. So time is not much challenging, but still for a safer side you have to manage it properly and answer them. If you are targeting for CRS 1 band, that is 10 to 12, you have to get full marks in this as well. I know it is somewhat tricky, but it is not at all challenging. It is tricky, but it is not at all tough. You have to focus properly, concentrate and read it really well. You can definitely score well. The last part is reading for viewpoints. It will have 10 questions and they will give us 13 minutes for this. Part 4 is going to be a little bit challenging, even more challenging, because it is going to have advanced vocabulary. Because of this advanced vocabulary, there is a possibility that we will get struck. Oh my god, this is not at all clear. I am not at all able to understand the meaning of this whole sentence. So like this we will think and we will get struck. Because of this, time managing is also becoming a problem here. So these are the 2 reasons why part 4 is going to be little bit challenging. The best strategy would be read the passage fully and then go to question. No need to go through the questions, and then anyway if you read the questions it will be very blank. You can't even understand single thing from that. So the best strategy will be you first have to read the passage thoroughly and then go to your question. And the next set of question is going to be another passage, a small passage. It's like a reply for that article. It will have some say for example 4 or 5 questions. So what you have to do is thoroughly read your passage first. 5 to 6 small paragraphs will be there, and then move to questions, answer them, and then come to the next part, that is the reply part for that particular article, and whenever you are reading the questions or the passages, try to pick up the keywords and keep it in mind. See, first keyword is nothing but the actual person who is giving his viewpoint, and also in the second paragraph some other professor or some other person will be giving his viewpoint. Similarly, in the paragraph 3 or the last paragraph, some other person will be giving his viewpoint. So this is all about viewpoint. Minimum 3 people will be giving their minimum 3 people will be giving their viewpoint. So the name is the real key point here, and also in question name is going to be a real key point. Say for example, in third question, if you see so and so name, you should immediately get, okay fine, this name I have seen it here. That way of relation you should be able to do, so that we can able to save time. That is why I am telling, while reading the passage itself, you should be very much thorough and concentrate fully. Name are the real keywords, keep that in mind. And what are they telling? Whether they are agreeing or whether they are opposing with each other, that is also really important. Make a note of that as well. So we have discussed the strategy part. Now time, as I told earlier, this is going to be a little bit challenging because of the complex word only. If you don't get struck with the complex words, and if you get the gist of the passage and start answering, you can definitely manage your time. So upon practicing, you will be able to answer them really well and manage your time as well. This is the last part. If you are really trying for CRS 1 band, then you have to score full mark in first 3 parts, so that this last 4 part is going to be complex and going to have some advanced vocabulary. So we can give a chance of missing 1 or 2 questions in this last part alone. So these are the tips and strategies that I have used for CELPIP reading, and this is going to be really helpful, and you can definitely score more than 9 in your exam as well. And as far as reading exam is concerned, everybody is going to take reading, and it is going to be silent, because no one is going to talk or anything. It is going to be silent and no noise distractions will be there. But in listening, if you have got any unscored item, then when you are taking reading 4th part, everybody would have started with the writing part, but you are still in reading part. So you will start hearing all those tuk 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 noise. So you have to manage that properly. What I suggest is, what I did is, you have to, they will be providing earplugs. After listening, immediately open the earplugs and use it. First put the earplugs, and on top of that put the headphones. Don't even remove the headphones till the end of your exam. At least to some extent it is going to help us. So if you are getting any unscored item in your listening or in reading or in both the sessions, then definitely you are going to take some more time in completing all your reading and listening, and other people will be doing the writing part, but you will be still in your reading part. So at that time it is going to be really noisy. You have to prepare yourself. That is why I am telling all these tips now itself. So use your earplug, and on top of that use your headphones. It is going to help you at least to some extent. If you get any unscored item in listening, it doesn't mean that you are not going to get any in reading. Say for example, I got unscored item only in reading, but my husband got unscored item in listening as well as again in reading. So almost everybody was done with their speaking exam as well, but he was in writing exam during that time. So think how much noise you would have got during that time. So you just have to be prepared, mentally prepared. That is why I am telling, if you get any unscored item, just prepare yourself. It is going to be little disturbing. Just make up your mind and try to focus fully. So practice really well. Upon practicing and upon improving your vocabulary, you will be taking all the practice exam, right? What all complex words are there, that just make a note of it and get to know the meaning of that. That is how we can learn the complex vocabulary. So upon doing all these things, we can definitely target CRS 1 band, that is 10 to 12. I hope you will find this tips really useful. If you did, Please like this, share this to your friend and subscribe to my channel for more tips on CELPIP as well as Canada immigration. Thank you so much. Happy learning. Bye bye.